Welcome to my next Mr. Robot Season 2 episode review video. Before I talk about that though, pretty important, if you haven't watched through Season 2 Episode 10 of Mr. Robot, then it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this detailed review any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And full disclosure, as you can see by the thumbnail, this is actually my first time watching the show, Mr. Robot. Heard a lot about it over the years and finally decided to check it out, so join me on the journey and let's discuss this show in the comment section, but please don't give any spoilers for things that happen in the future in the show, at least in this review video. So with that said, this will be Mr. Robot Season 2, Episode 10. The title of this episode is a computer file that essentially says hid in process. And this will be my first time watch, review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. We start with Terry Colby, who gives an advanced copy of his book, The Last Honest Man, to Philip Price in the CEO's office. Colby can't believe that Donald Trump is running for president and believes he can get on the ticket with all the dirt he has. Philip says politics is for puppets. He asks the former CTO to pull a favor with Winston Campbell, who was President Obama's ear. Philip wants the U.S. ambassador to abstain in the UN vote to allow China to annex the Congo, and he won't forget Colby's help. As Colby rises to leave, he is amazed at how Philip trades countries like playing cards and asks why. And Philip takes his glasses off and says he has always wanted to be the most powerful person in the room. He has achieved that, except for one or two instances, striving for a godlike legacy. Joanna Wellick is putting on her dress and earrings, and then in the SUV, Mr. Sutherland voices his concern of being seen with Elliot. Joanna reminds him that if he had done his job to trace the calls, they wouldn't be in the situation in the first place, and then she rolls down. Joanna is staring silently. Elliot wonders why she isn't saying anything, as if she can hear his conversation with the viewer. Mr. Robot feels like she can see him, and when he moves to walk away, she says, you're not going anywhere. Joanna believes that Elliot is working with her husband Tyrell and can find him. Mr. Robot advises against this, and Elliot tells her no. Mr. Robot fears for their life. Joanna gleefully tells the story of her first date with Tyrell, how she told him to sleep with a stranger and take her earrings. The next morning, he gifted her with the earrings she is currently wearing, her favorite despite how cheap they are. She presents the phone and believes it is another of Tyrell's gifts. She admits that they haven't spoken and tells Elliot to trace the calls. Mr. Robot believes she is as crazy as her husband, who killed a woman and was going to kill them. Elliot puts his hood up, but Mr. Sutherland is standing in the way. Joanna takes off his hood and whispers in his ear, asking if he really wants to say no to her. Darlene is mad that Cisco brought back the man he found at the Smart House. He was muttering Darlene's name. She explains that he is Vincent Campbell, an F Society militant from the DC job, and Cisco wants to take him to the hospital. But Darlene is weary of a tracking bug on him. Under his shirt is a massive internal massive internal bleeding. She knows that by her face. She know. Wait, I said something. I don't know what I wrote here. He knows her face and name, and in the hospital he will wake up to the police and morphine. Their mission is to find both Trenton and Mobley. Cisco yells at her for messing up her priorities. She is not special nor a leader and has been fumbling ever since 5/9 and needs to wake up. Dom arrives at the Smart House, currently being investigated by FBI technicians. She speaks with Agent Yang, who mentions that the DC militants were found in Maryland 2 days ago. After a car chase, one escaped while the rest were apprehended. This was the E Corp lawyer Susan Jacobs, who owns the place, has gone missing, and Dom asks why she was called. And Yang presents a sketch of a man who was seen here bringing another man into a cab around 10 p.m. It matches a man from her case. Dom asks why the FBI burned the house instead of setting surveillance. Elliot looks at the effects of 5/9. the garbage pileups, graffiti, and long ATM lines. He wonders if this was the future he was fighting for. Mr. Robot believes that Joanna is crazy and wants to go home. Elliot asks who might be calling Mr. Robot, theorizes that many people hate Tyrell and could be making the calls. Elliot tells Sutherland that if he wants this done tonight, he needs to buy hardware from Micro Center, as the police seized all of his computers, and it could be weeks before he gets them back. Dom marches into Ernesto Santiago's office and presents him with two sketches of Cisco, one described by Ali and the other from the Smart House. Santiago wants to put out a BOLO of the sketch. Dom disagrees, believes that the Dark Army may kill him. They already lost somebody else. They can't lose this target as well. Santiago says the slow method isn't working, especially for the new direction of the FBI is going in after the Berenstain surveillance scandal, and that he's going to the media. He assures her that Agent Thomas is looking into cab companies. Elliot gets a laptop and cell phones, astonished that there is an eCoin discount. He sees Sutherland playing video games when the mystery phone rings. On the other end is breathing and an abrupt hang-up. Elliot asks if the viewer heard that and realizes that Mr. Robot has disappeared. Cisco and Darlene are at the ER waiting, reading that the Dark Army eavesdrop a transcript. Cisco asks what Elliot has to do with Stage 2. He says they could have dropped off Vincent, but Darlene wanted to stay. She admits that she isn't special. She thought she was after 5-9 succeeded, but Elliot was the one with the plan. She recalled a time when she was 5 and her family went to Coney Island. Her father and brother went on a ride while she wandered off from her mother. An old woman grabbed her and asked what she wanted from Nathan's. Darlene cherished that, as her parents never asked what she wanted. She felt special. The woman took her home and showed her a pink princess room. Darlene stayed the night but awoke to police. She wonders about her new life was never, but thinks that she wouldn't have had Elliot. Elliot makes a super antenna. He receives a text from Angela in his phone as her childhood hero, Claudia Kincaid. Elliot prints out a law enforcement form and impersonates a police officer to trace the call as a suicide threat. Angela texts him 911. Sutherland is split on whether he wants it to be Tyrell. He explains that, begins talking about past clients and their strangeness, but Elliot tunes him out. He asked the viewer to look around the apartment as Mr. Robot kept insisting on coming home. He wonders if he lied about Tyrell. Frank Cody is on the TV at the ER ranting against society's next step to strip people of computers and information. A nurse is meeting with Darlene and Cisco. She tells them they can see him in an hour. Elliot traces the phone to an address on 82nd Street. Sutherland takes a picture of the address and says it wouldn't be Tyrell at that location. The FBI break into Cisco's apartment. Dom finds Cisco's library ID. The nurse sees Cisco's sketch on the news. Cisco and Darlene are eating at a restaurant, Lupe's. Elliot receives another text from Angela past midnight. At Lupe's, Darlene says that she has the money stashed away and that they should wipe down the apartment and bolt. Darlene is sick of being paranoid of her surroundings and believes that the Dark Army got both Mobley and Trenton. Cisco wants to think it over. He steals food off of her plate. The nurse talks to both Santiago and Dom. As Santiago goes to review the security footage, Dom figures out that both Cisco and Darlene did not see the news and simply went somewhere nearby to wait for an hour. Elliot meets Angela on an empty subway car. He's sorry he's late. Angela asks why he started F Society. He says he didn't want to involve her. She says an FBI agent came to her apartment. She wants to confess about the femtocell and is about to go see her lawyer. We can't beat them, she claims. Elliot laments putting his loved ones at risk while he hid in prison. He tells Angela they've come a long way from getting high and watching Back to the Future Part 2, which they didn't get around to doing last time. Dom asks a person closing a restaurant if he saw both Darlene and Cisco. She then points in the direction where eateries are open. The power surges on the street. Angela references when she found Elliot at the museum when he went missing. He was screaming at an unseen figure, and she asks if that was his father. Elliot doesn't remember. She tells Elliot that she can't work with him and suggests he get off as they pull to a stop. They stand, hug, and Elliot kisses her. He leaves, and Angela is close to tears. As the doors close and the train pulls away, the inconspicuous man and woman confront her. Dom is across the street from Lupe's when she spots Darlene and Cisco. She calls in all the units and goes inside to speak with them. Two gunmen, like those from China, arrive on a motorcycle. One fires through the window of the restaurant. Dom wounds him. He stumbles into the street as his comrade drives off and the cars arrive. Some in pursuit, others stopping. The gunman commits suicide as Dom runs out, waving her FBI badge. She is in shock, her face splattered with blood, and that's what ends this episode of Mr. Robot. So pretty good episode. I'm going to score it an 8.7 out of 10, and I'm going to give the character of the episode in this one to Darlene. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Mr. Robot and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please make sure that you Hulk smash the like button. It does help out the channel quite a bit. Share this video with a friend. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are regarding this episode of Mr. Robot. What would you rate it, and who would you choose as the character of the episode? And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel. Help me get over 100k subscribers. Yes, I know I set my goals high. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.